it's me again. So today I'm making sauerkraut, and I know I said in the last video I was going to go get ready for my eye appointment, but it's not till 12:10. I got it completely wrong. I thought it was 11:10. Anyway, yes, so need to make this sauerkraut now. This cabbage I bought last Wednesday. It's now Tuesday, so nearly a week old, and it needs to be fresh, so I don't want to leave it any longer. A couple of the leaves have gone already. So I've just cut the bottom off it, and then I peeled away some of the leaves that are discoloured. I've had a bit of this already because I made some coleslaw with it, but I want to keep a couple of the top leaves, and I'll show you why later on. So now I'm just going to cut this up and take the core out of it because I don't want that. And I'm going to cut it up enough so it'll fit in my food processor. You don't need a food processor, you can cut this up by hand. It needs to be really thin slices, so that's why I'm doing it in the food processor, because then it won't take me as long. And we're just going to shred the cabbage. And there we go. Super quick. Keep my cabbage leaves there and just tidy up. Okay, so then the original recipe that I used to make sauerkraut I can no longer find. I thought it was in my book, but it's not. And the sauerkraut recipes that are online, there's loads of them, and they seem to be for like a really quick sauerkraut, which I want, absolutely. But I just think the way I processed it last time, it was really nice. Now I'm not making a massive batch in one go, I'm just doing literally a jar, one cabbage. I don't want it to ferment for months. I literally want to eat this by the weekend. So I've got my cabbage, which was about, well, it was over a kilo, but I had some off it, so I'm saying about 750 grams. And what I found on the internet so far is for every 500 grams of cabbage, roughly, you need a tablespoon of salt. It can be sea salt, any kind of sea salt, pink Himalayan salt, if you've got that, use that. Just don't use table salt because they add stuff to it and it ruins it won't ferment, and that's what you want. And the second thing, or third ingredient I've got is caraway seeds. Absolutely love it. You can add whatever you want to this, but we're just going to keep it really simple and just have cabbage and caraway seeds. So I need a tablespoon and a half of salt. Rolling pin. Now this is why I love this recipe, and this is the way I was taught to do it, and I've watched people do it like this. But the new recipes, they say to massage the salt in and just leave it for half an hour so it draws the water out of the cabbage. And that's what's going to help you get your sauerkraut, by helping the cabbage ferment. But the way I saw it was, and I find this so therapeutic, is I put the salt in and I bash it with a rolling pin or a spoon, and it just turns out beautiful. Now, like like I said, you can do a quick ferment and leave it half an hour, but I like to leave mine for 24 hours. So I will bash this now, about 5-10 minutes. Good arm workout. And your cabbage will still be lovely and crunchy. Okay, so I've been bashing that now for about 5 minutes and it's already getting wet. And what I'm going to do now is add some caraway seeds, and I'm just going to add a teaspoon. There we go. You don't have to add these, it's completely personal choice. But I just think, they make it, the smell, it's so gorgeous already. Yeah, and I just think they add that little bit of extra to it. So now, what I do is I get a clean tea towel and I cover it and I leave it for 24 hours. Now I've seen, like I said, these newer recipes online now, they literally say leave it half an hour and then put it in a jar and everything. And if you haven't got enough of the salty water to cover it, because it's got to be covered, you can make some up with water and salt, melt the salt and then cover it like that. But I've always done it like this and I've always had enough liquid. And I know it takes a bit longer, so you can leave it for half an hour. But yeah, I like to leave it for 24 hours and then I come back to it. Don't throw your cabbage leaves away, keep them. Hi guys, so it's the next day now. It's nearly been 24 hours, not quite. And if you see, I don't know if you can see, but there's loads of fluid in there now. So I'm going to start putting this into a jar. Now I like to use these like clip top jars, one because it's got a really wide neck. Now I've washed this really well and it's nice and clean. And I've also got the empty jar that this was the clear honey that I used for the fake away, and I said I was going to wash it and reuse it. So I've got this and I've filled it with cold water and I've got my cabbage leaves. And what I'm going to do now is start putting the cabbage into this. Yeah, you don't need anything, will do, any old jars. I just find a one with a wide neck easier, and one because it's easier to get it in, and two I'll show you in a minute. I think you can buy special fermenting jars and stuff like that, but I haven't got anything like that. I think they're quite expensive and I just can't afford one, so I'm just gonna do it like this, like I usually do. This smells absolutely gorgeous already. I think you probably just eat it like this, but it's it just tastes really salty at the moment, and we're after, well, I like it to taste a bit more like vinegar, like pickled or sour as the name comes from. You want to really push it down. As you push it down, the fluid comes to the top, and that's what we want. We want all the cabbage to be under the fluid, otherwise it goes mouldy and it ruins the whole thing. It wouldn't be safe to eat. And there we go. Right, I've got a tiny bit of, I want to add this fluid in here. There we go. So all the cabbage will be under. Maybe I should zoom you in a little bit. Now this is just how I do it. So sorry if you do it a different way and you think my way's wrong. But this is just the way I've learned how to do it. So if you see all these bubbles here, this is the fermentation starting. It's starting to ferment. But what we've got to do is make sure that that cabbage stays under that fluid. So what I do is I use those cabbage leaves to keep it way down, and then I get my water and I put it in there to make sure that's under it. Now this is going to start bubbling. I don't know, you can see the bubbles already. They're starting, but yeah, this is going to start bubbling now, and it might bubble over. So what I do is I put it on a plate. There we go. And now I put this in a cupboard and I check on it at least once a day. Sometimes you might have to drain the fluid off this. Now this is just going to be a really quick ferment, so hopefully this will be ready in about 5 to 7 days, and then once it's ready, what I do is that I put it in the fridge to stop it fermenting, and just leave it like that. But oh, I cannot wait. And that's it, it's really easy. Now you can do this a lot quicker. Like I said, you don't have to wait 24 hours. You can massage the salt into it and get the fluid, that's the most important bit, the fluid in it. So to get it fermenting. But yeah, woohoo! Ready, push that down. Right, I'm going to put this in the cupboard, and when it's ready I'll be back. Hi guys, me again. So it is Tuesday today. Can't think what day we're on. How long has this been? I can't even remember now. Is it a week now? I was hoping anyway to have a look at the sauerkraut on the weekend and it would be done. But because the weather's colder, it takes longer to ferment. So I thought I'd have bring it out now and have a look how it's doing. I've been emptying the plate of water and just making sure that it's all under there. So I'm going to have a little taste now and see if it's ready. You can just smell it. So my house absolutely stinks of cabbage. Not all the time. I could be walking and just get a waft of it. So that's why I'm really hoping it's ready. And because I want to eat it, just love it. So you can, yeah, you know when food's gone rotten and stuff, it doesn't smell like that. Obviously it smells sour. To me it's like vinegar. That's what I compare it to. That's what it smells like vinegar. Try a little bit. That is so good. Oh my goodness. A little bit more, just to double check. So good. it's almost there, not quite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it a bit longer and just make sure it's all under. Yeah. Yeah, so not quite, almost there, almost there. When I'm eating it, I can still taste that it's quite salty, and I don't want that. I want more like tangy. And when I was eating the top, that's what I was getting, but as I went further down I was getting a bit salty, so not quite. And I'm getting like a taste of cabbage as well, without the salt and the vinegary. This is just personal taste, you can eat it whenever you want. And what I might do is I might take a little bit out of it and eat it, but still leave it out so it still ferments, because once you put it in the fridge, that's it stops the fermenting. I've got those other 2 cabbages in the fridge now. I'm wondering if I should make, no, I'm going to make coleslaw with them. Yeah, so, great. So I will be back when it's done. I just wanted to give you a little update. Sorry it's taking longer than I hoped, but the weather's gone. It's gone colder again. But if I'd have done it when we had all that lovely sunshine, this would absolutely be ready by now. So yeah, I'm just going to put this back in the cupboard now, and then I'll check on it again in a couple of days. Hopefully by this weekend it'll be done. Hi guys, me again. So I was going to go to the allotment just to check on everything, because I haven't been there for about a week because I had loads to do at home. Anyway, and I was just leaving the house and I could hear this noise, and I thought, oh, what's that now? The builders are doing something. And when I opened, this was literally, I walked from the top of the stairs down to my front door, opened the door, and we've had the biggest hailstorm ever. So I'm not going to the allotment. The lettuce will just have to fend for itself, I'm afraid. I've got loads more on the go anyway. But yeah, because it's meant to go really, really cold tonight, really cold. Like I said the other day, my potatoes, they've been caught. There's nothing I can do about it. They will carry on growing. I've wrapped them up and they'll carry on growing. It'll just delay them a little bit. But that's fine. Courgettes are fine in there. I've wrapped them up. And I've kept the purple sprouting broccoli inside because I think that's what was wrong with them. It was too cold and they've perked up a treat. So tonight and tomorrow night are going to be freezing. Then it's going to go back up to about 7 degrees at night time. So I'll put them back in the polytunnel then. And then if it gets too cold, I will wrap them up or bring them in. Now I know that's what was wrong with them. So they must be just a little bit softer than the normal broccoli. They're the green sprouting broccoli. So what I thought I'd do is I get my sauerkraut and show you where it's at. So I think it was yesterday, I didn't get a smell of it at all, so I know it was getting close to how I like it, because the smell goes. And yeah, it's I'm not going to leave it any longer, it's done. And so I'm going to take this out of here, and I'm also going to get rid of the cabbage leaves, because I don't want them. Oops. Oh, it smells lovely. Now then, like I said, you can leave this as long as you want. I'm just going to do a quick ferment so it's ready now, but you can leave it for months. Just make sure you check on it. And then what I'm going to do to stop it fermenting, I just want to wipe the neck of it so the seal is on it. And then I close the lid and put it in the fridge, and that's it. It stops the fermenting and it's done. And then I can just go in and get it as I want. I'm not sure how long it lasts in the fridge because I usually eat it before anything bad happens to it, so I don't know if it's months you can keep it in the fridge or weeks, you know. What do I do with this? Well, I sometimes just open the fridge and have a mouthful of it. Other times I use it in cooking. I think it's in Germany, and they have the sausages and they use it on top of that instead of like onions, like we do fried onions and stuff. They use sauerkraut. But what I love is I love having it like on a salad instead of like pickled cabbage. I can't remember when it was. It might have been for my brother or sister-in-law's birthday. Or when, no it wasn't, I tell a lie, it was for my nephew's birthday. My sister came down and we went up to my brother's and we get takeaway from a place called Troy, which is a Mediterranean place. And they do, with every meal you get a salad in a little pot like this. And all it is lettuce, tomato, cucumber, pickled red cabbage, and then they sprinkle some herbs on it. So that's how I love eating this sauerkraut. Just instead of the pickled red cabbage, I just have the salad, tomato, cucumber, some sauerkraut on top, and some mixed herbs. So that's what I'm going to do now. Sauerkraut has so many health benefits, it's unbelievable. And when I went to the opticians and they found something wrong with my eye, imagine that's itching now, and she thinks it's something to do with my stomach. Could be one or two things. So that's why I've got to go and see the doctor. I have to wait a month for my appointment because they're just so busy. That's the nearest one they had. It was a month away. So I will go, but obviously if it flares up again, to try and make an appointment that day and go. But yeah, and I know sauerkraut, so if there's something wrong with my stomach, I know sauerkraut is really good for the good bacteria in your body, in your stomach. So I'm hoping if it's that, if I start eating a bit better and looking after myself a bit better, it will help me. And it's not expensive, you know, all these health things, these yogurts and probiotics and all that lot, they're really expensive. I can't afford it. And this is just a really cheap, great way. I think you can buy sauerkraut already in jars. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, because one of my subscribers said that they get their sauerkraut in a jar and they've never tried to make it. Right then, and then I'm going to get some of this. Now then, I've had my nephew here today, so I had lunch with him, so this is for later. And I'm going to put loads of sauerkraut on top of it. And then I just, my time is nearly empty, but that's fine because it'll be soon time to pick it. And I just put a little sprinkle. You can use any herbs you want. These dry herbs, that's what they use. Sometimes they put a couple of like dried chili flakes on top as well. But I'm not keen on my food being hot. Right, clean the neck a bit, make sure that's in there. Seal the jar, put it in the fridge and eat it when you want. Gorgeous. And there is my salad. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So cheap to make. And that'll go in the fridge till late. I've got some sweet corn as well to go on it, but I won't put that on it yet. I just brought it out because I need to put it in the pot. Okay, and that is it. Super, super simple. The only pain in the bum thing is you have to wait before you can eat it, especially when it goes cooler. It takes longer when it's hotter. Oh, that could be done in 5 days. Done. Gorgeous. And you can add anything you want to it. You can use red cabbage or white cabbage. You can use any vegetables you want to put in there. The crunchier vegetables when it's raw, the better. Carrot, stuff like that. I saw a beautiful one, and I've mentioned it before earlier, I think, Alice Fowler, and it's the last episode, number 6, when she's storing food for her winter pantry, and she goes and she learns how to make sauerkraut and something else, and she took like chilies and courgettes from her garden, and I think they made it in like some kind of apple cider vinegar, but oh yeah, it looked amazing. I think you could put butternut squash in it, you can put fruit. I know apple is really nice in sauerkraut. So yeah, give it a go, guys. Really easy, really cheap, and it's good for you. It's really good for you. So thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.